If you've been a part of our community for a while, you'll know that some of us here at Team TripleJump love a good trophy and/or achievement, and will stop at nothing until we've unlocked every last one a game has to offer. Some games, however, really put this determination to the test, forcing us to do unspeakable acts all in the name of hearing that dopamine-inducing ping and earning a few more points. But which achievements should you be truly mortified to have among your collection? I think it's about time we found out. Before we start though, I will warn you that we'll be touching on a few mature themes in this video, so if you don't want to have to explain things like upskirting to a 5-year-old, maybe usher any kiddos out of the room. I'm Peter from TripleJump, and here are 10 embarrassing video game achievements you don't want to get. Number 10. Electrical Hazard Unpacking. You might not think that a game as wholesome as 2021's Unpacking would have anything even approaching an embarrassing achievement. But if you did think that, then you'd be wrong, because it totally does. Unpacking tells the story of a young girl's journey into adulthood by having players move her into new rooms and homes throughout her life, chronicling her achievements and struggles through the locations she lives in and the items she acquires and discards over the years. It's a very cute, cozy, and relaxing game, filling players with a sense of calm as they sort and find a place for all of the protagonist's belongings. But that doesn't mean it's without a dark streak. In order to secure the Electrical Hazard achievement in 2020's Unpacking, all you need to do is find a cardboard box that contains a toaster, or any electrical appliance for that matter, but the toaster is more traditional, remove said toaster from said cardboard box, and then place it in a bathtub. Now, having just been taken out of a box, the toaster is naturally unplugged, and the bath is also empty. But regardless, thanks to this particular trophy, your friends and family will forever know that just one time you eschewed the relaxing vibes and, well, not to put too fine a point on it, put a toaster in a bathtub. Number 9. Do not shoot the water. Resident Evil 4. Leon S. Kennedy is a himbo. I'm not sure I'd agree. I mean, surely you have to be a pretty intelligent person to be assigned as the personal security to the president and his family, but others would tell you that while he's definitely brave, loyal, handsome, and a pleasant enough chap, he doesn't always come across as being particularly smart. And I'll concede there's definitely one moment where this is apparent. Resident Evil 4 sees everyone's favourite floppy-haired dope travelling to rural Spain in order to rescue Ashley Graham, the daughter of the President of the United States, who's been kidnapped by a parasite-worshipping cult who intend to infect her in order to get to the President himself. Whilst on his mission, Leon finds himself faced with a lake which must be traversed by boat, and those familiar with the game will know that it's in this chapter that he's forced to face Del Largo, a massive mutated salamander capable of killing him in one bite. After first spotting the creature through his binoculars, he is definitely aware by the time he reaches the shores of this lake that there is something lurking below the surface. It's therefore maybe not a good idea to disturb the tranquility of the water, but if players do insist on poking the bear by attempting to fire their weapon into the murky depths, they will be rewarded with the Do Not Shoot the Water achievement for their silliness. Oh, and they'll also be forced to witness their fave himbo being swallowed whole by the big nasty lake creature. Not ideal. Number 8. Call of Nature, The Last Guardian. Everybody poops. It's a fact of life. Most people, though, prefer not to have witnesses when they have to get down to their business, including, it would seem, Trico, the half-bird, half-mammal creature from The Last Guardian. In this 2016 action-adventure title, players assume the role of an unnamed boy who awakens in a ruined castle where he discovers a strange animal named Trico. After freeing Trico from its bonds and feeding it, the two come to trust one another, and throughout the game they explore their surroundings, evade enemies, and solve environmental puzzles. As Trico is a creature who must eat though, so too must it go to the toilet every so often, which is great news for achievement-loving players who don't mind witnessing an animal evacuating its own bowels. Yes, if you want to get your hands on the Call of Nature trophy, you're going to need to bear witness to the event, and you'll also need a bit of luck because there's no way to trigger it manually. Once Trico does need to go, however, all players need to do is stand and watch as he does his plops. Now I know how cats feel when they follow you into the bathroom. Number 7. What would it be like? The Sims 4. The great thing about the Sims series is that it allows players to live out some really unrealistic fantasies, like securing a job they really love, having the time and energy to do hobbies, and feeling refreshed from 8 hours of sleep. What you might not know, however, is that Sims 4 players can indulge their freakier impulses too, and so if you've ever wondered what it would be like to do the dance with no pants with a ghost, the 4th main entry into the franchise gives your Sims and you the opportunity to find out. So, if you wish to sate your curiosity and get your hands on the What Would It Be Like achievement in the process, you'll need to follow these simple steps. First, have your sim live on a plot with either an urn or a gravestone. Second, wait until nighttime for a ghost to appear. And third, get to know the ghost by doing romantic interactions until the option to woo-hoo appears. Then take things to the bedroom and bask in the fruits of your labour. So, what would it be like? Well, we can't say for sure, but we imagine there's an awful lot of ectoplasm to clear up at the end. Number 6. The Paramour, Fable 2. Not satisfied with just one romantic conquest? How does 25 sound instead? Set 500 years after the events of the first game, Fable 2 has players assume the role of a young hero named Sparrow, who embarks on a quest to prevent the tyrannical Lord Lucian from destroying the world. When they're not busying themselves with that though, players can find Sparrow a little love, and if they happen upon someone who returns their affections, well, you probably don't need me to tell you what can happen next. Far less ectoplasm this time. But why stop at 1? Those who fancy themselves a bit of a Lothario can get their hands on the Paramour achievement by getting jiggy with another character, or presumably characters if they're feeling a little less monogamous, an eye-watering 25 times. Alternatively, if you don't want to do the nasty yourself, or simply don't fancy the venereal disease and child support associated with the hobby, you can always watch someone else get it on 25 times instead, which does admittedly save you going to the effort of wooing 25 NPCs and repeatedly inviting them to come to my place, but it will leave you feeling very, very dirty. Number 5. I did it for the trophy/achievement, Yakuza 0. The Yakuza series is known for its goofy moments, so there really is little wonder that it rewards players for partaking in some of its less serious aspects. Yakuza 0, the 6th main entry into the franchise, is a prequel to the first game, taking place in the late 80s and following Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima as they become embroiled in a literal turf war between various distinct Yakuza factions, all of whom are vying for control of a small patch of land known as the Empty Lot. When not entangled in real estate issues though, the two can participate in various activities, including one that will lead them to the I did it for the trophy/achievement trophy or achievement. To earn this trophy, or achievement, players first need to unlock one of the naughty videos, which can be done by completing certain quests. There are 30 in total, so we don't have time to list every quest here, but any one will do for the purposes of attaining the trophy. Then, once they have a video unlocked, they must go to Gandara Kamurocho and have Kiryu watch the racy flick, at which point, I did it for the trophy or I did it for the achievement, depending on your platform of choice, will pop. Sure you did, friend. Sure you did. Number 4. I swear, I did it by mistake. Lollipop Chainsaw. There are a handful of things in life that are assured. Death, taxes, and the fact that if a protagonist in a game is a pretty woman in a short skirt, some gamers will attempt to look at her underwear. Bad gamers, no, no, no! The devs behind 2012's Lollipop Chainsaw knew this all too well, but rather than preventing players from being able to look up protagonist Juliet's skirt, they gave them just enough rope with which to hang themselves by allowing them to take a peek, but ensuring their embarrassment by turning it into an achievement which their friends and family would be able to see on their profiles. To unlock the I swear I did it by mistake trophy, Lollipop Chainsaw players simply need to position the camera in such a way that they're then able to look up Juliet's skirt. It's a pretty repugnant thing to have to do for an achievement, given that this actually happens to some people in real life, and it no doubt left many players feeling like they were in need of a long shower to scrub the feelings of depravity off of themselves. Still, as pervy as the I swear I did it by mistake achievement is, it's not as pervy as number 3, What Are You Doing? Nier Automata. What's worse than looking up a woman's skirt without her consent? Looking up a woman's skirt without her consent 10 times! In Nier Automata, players control one of 3 characters: Scanner Android 9S, Rogue Prototype A2, and Combat Android 2B. Like Juliet from our previous entry, 2B's costume incorporates a very short skirt, and the devs no doubt knew that some of their more depraved players would try and get a look at the android's undergarments. Unlike Lollipop Chainsaw, however, there's absolutely no way to write this trophy off as an accident. Well, not unless your friends and family are naive enough to believe that your hand slipped almost a dozen times. But if you're a completionist, or just a bit of a degenerate, and you want to get your hands on the What Are You Doing achievement in Nier Automata, that really is all you need to do. Simply position the camera so it's pointing up 2B's skirt, at which point she will walk away and the camera will pan back up. Do this another 9 times, and congratulations! You've got yourself one of the creepiest achievements in all of gaming. Now go and sit in a corner and think about what you've done. Number 2. Snake Beater, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. Did you know that stress can lead to all sorts of physical ailments? It's true. Hypertension, heart disease, IBS, stomach ulcers, these are all problems that can befall someone dealing with too much stress. It's probably accurate to say that Solid Snake, the protagonist of the Metal Gear Solid franchise, deals with more stress than the average person, but thankfully he knows that a good old bit of self-care can help to relax even the most highly strung of folks. And what's more, if players assist him in getting a moment to himself, they can earn themselves a cheeky little trophy for their trouble. In order to obtain the hilariously named Snake Beater trophy in Metal Gear Solid 2, players will need to go to the locker room on Deck A during the tanker chapter, find the locker with a poster of a scantily clad lady affixed to the door, climb inside, switch to first-person view to look at the poster, and then give Otacon a call. Not only will the achievement then pop, but Snake will also get an earful from Otacon, who chastises him for not keeping his mind on the job. I guess we all know now why they call him Solid Snake. And number 1, Pilferer of Panties, Galgun Double Piece. I don't think it would be super unfair to say that Galgun Double Piece is a bit of an embarrassing game to be playing in the first place before your first trophy even pops. After all, the aim is to fight off waves of love-hungry girls trying to get a piece of the protagonist by subduing them with a pheromone shot that will prevent them from confessing their feelings of attraction. Yeah, bit weird. But while you could perhaps convince your mum that you're just playing the title for its super tight rail shooter mechanics, it wouldn't be quite so easy to talk your way out of the Pilferer of Panties trophy. Those desperate to get their hands on this questionable accolade simply need to enter the girls' locker room in episode 5-2, and before you ask, yes, there are girls in there, gross, search for pairs of underwear and steal them, avoiding their owners in the process. Some players might say they only did this for the platinum, but regardless of whether or not that's the case, the Pilferer of Panties trophy still looks mighty suspicious plastered all over your PSN profile. So if you're considering 100%ing Galgun Double Piece, now might be a very good time to set said profile to private.